Hey YouTube, I figure it's time to bring in another video. So this video I'm going to stick underneath the strategy section, as I'm going to show you guys how, as a diamond player, I'm going to go back to the basic marine tank and try to use drops as effectively as possible. So as you can see, I'm kind of, had a good set of wins here, a good set of losses there, and I'm just back and forth. So, I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at in diamond, sitting somewhere between 25 and rank 40 in my ladder division. So we'll jump into my replays here. This is a TvZ, Shakur's Plateau. So yeah, let's jump right into this, and I'll show you how I try to use drops to the best ability that I can with the APM I have, which is probably averaging somewhere around 60. Nothing too impressive. So we'll pull up the production tab here. So I'm Stimpack here in the bottom, and we have my my enemy here. I don't know how you say that. Kurolichigo. It's kind of complex. So, anyways, I start off by sort of saying Zerg is Imba. I say, basically they can remass their army over and over again. They're impossible to beat in the late game, which is how a lot of diamond and platinum level players feel against any Zerg player who knows how to macro. So I figured I'd just pull that out, annoy him a little bit, because it seems everyone thinks Terran's Imba. So he's pulling out his spawning pool. He's got his gas. He's probably going for speed. Don't see it yet. He doesn't quite have the gas yet. He's got 80 gas, 90 gas. I'm sure he'll get that speed as soon as he gets 100 gas. Does he? A little delayed. Does he get it yet? No? What am I doing? Reactor on my barracks. Factory. 2 gas orbital. After I get my factory stocked to my barracks, place down 2 more racks. So the plan is to go marine tank eventually, so I'll go 2 reactors on the barracks, 1 tech lab to get the upgrades, throwing down a starport as well, all off 1 base, continually producing SCVs, except for when I get supply block like right now. His speed is almost done, so he did eventually get that. He's getting his lair as well, and an evolution chamber. At the front, 2 spine crawlers, because he saw these Hellions coming. And I don't even go at the ramp, I just sit them outside there, and I get another 2 there. Finally go for my expansion around, what's that, 33 supply. So once I've pumped out my Hellions, I get that command center, get a medevac out, getting my combat shield first, then Stimpack. Still 3 guys on each gas, getting SCV, so what's my SCV count at? 22 to his 32, so that's not great. That's why you can't let Zerg just go and do whatever they want, because they'll just produce, 70 drones as quickly as possible and then just throw away armies at you. So, siege tech up, first tank out, combat shield complete, getting an orbital on my expansion, producing supply depot still 24 SCVs, and that's mainly because I got supply blocked a couple of times, so that should probably be at 30 right now. He's sitting his lings out here, an overlord, zergling at each tower, getting up his 3rd just now, so this is about 10 minutes in the game, which is typical for a Zerg to get his expansion. He's getting his spire out, which is almost complete, so when his 3rd completes, he'll pretty well have his spire complete as well. Is he stockpiling gas and minerals? Yes, he is. So does he pull out 6 Zerglings? Or 6 Mutalisks? 7 Mutalisks, yep. So exactly as expected. And what am I doing at this time? He's breaking down these rocks. Figured to use them for something, I guess. I have an engineering bay down to get turrets. Oh, here we go. Let's slow this down. So I'm bringing a dropship over here and a dropship over here at the same time. His Mutalisks are heading out on the map, which is actually perfect timing. So I drop them here, and I drop them here at the exact same time. So killing off some workers. I don't have Stimpack yet, so this is kind of an interesting timing. So 26 workers, 27 workers. Finally his Mutalisks come back. He waits for his Zerglings to come in, and then he brings his Mutalisks. So up here I pretty well killed off all the drones. Down here he still has a couple. He's got his geysers, nothing in them. do some damage to the lair. I'm not really paying attention at this point. I saw his Mulus, so I'm starting to place up some turrets. But 37 workers killed, and everything gets pretty well mocked up. I focus at one Mulus down, so that was nice. He's going to take out the dropship for sure. He's transferring some drones, and what does he have on the production tab? 2 drones, and how many units does he have now? So now I've kind of equaled out the workers, because I'm still in one base, so I had to do damage there. There's no question about it. You know, I have my expansion here, but I'm not comfortable taking it with 2 siege tanks and a couple Mulus. Well, 3 siege tanks. Now is about the time where I should be pushing out to my expansion. But this was an interesting game in that I stayed on one base for so long, then I stayed on 2 bases for so long, that I just made, you know, the most efficient use of my drop ships. You see how I flew these over here? I didn't want to take the edges because I knew he'd probably have an overlord, which he did. And the watchtower I knew covered to about, you know, this area here. So I flew, I set my rally point right between there, which is kind of interesting. Good strategy. So this is my view here. So I'm targeting this zone where I didn't see anything previously in my drop. So I'm going to drop those guys down there. What's his view? He's focusing on his Mulus over here. So my dropship, I scan. Now I check out that he's building an infestation pit. What's his view? So suddenly he's looking over here. He's like, oh no, I'm losing everything. Well, maybe not everything, just a Bailey nest. So he brings his. He doesn't even bring his Zerglings up yet because he knows he can't do anything about it just with those Zerglings. He'd lose them immediately. So he's bringing his Mulus back. And what's he building? 20 Zerglings, 2 Mulus, and he's transferring all his drones down below. In the meanwhile, he loses his lair. So I'm going to put it on everyone's view again. And he's going to lose his spawning pool here. And he's just afraid that he doesn't have enough to wipe out those Marines with. So he's going to wait for all these Zerglings and Mulus. He's going to lose the evolution chamber as well. And he's rebuilding his spawning pool. So I'm clearly going to lose all this eventually. But as you can see, I'm being very efficient here. I've lost 2,500 resources, well, 2,800 with those dropships. So he's lost twice as much as I have. He's rebuilding his spawning pool down here. Is he rebuilding his lair somewhere? He does have the sort of structures he needs, his infestation pit and his spire, but he's going to need that lair if he ever wants to go to high tech. So what's he doing? Mulus. He's spreading his Zergling out to every single spot on the map. And here comes another big drop for myself. Finally pushing out my expansion. So 16 minutes into the game, just pushing out my expansion. Because I did not want to risk him doing a run by and losing my expansion. So nice wall off here, turrets. He's coming in for a scout. So if you look at my units, 36 SCVs, there's 58 drones. So he's always able to rebuild back his drones. But you know, destroying the lair, destroying his spawning pool, all those things are working out very effectively. But this should only last so long until he gets those infestors out. So again, a drop ship coming in here. So it's mainly just killing Zerglings at this point. There we go, getting some drone kills because his Mulus hasn't come in yet. 60 drones, 63, 65, 67, 68. Killing off some Mutalisks. Are my Marines 1-1 yet? No upgrades for my Marines yet. So 68 killed there. Or, you know, 36 SCVs to 46 SCVs, which is very nice. This is still isn't finished up here. His infestors did get that upgrade to start off with more energy. Narrow parasite not researched, no real point because all I'm going is Marines, so all he needs is fungal growth. And his Mulus, what are they going to do here? We'll look at the production tab. He's building 3 spine crawlers. Where are those going down? Here to protect his expansion. His Mulus are sitting at the back here. He's pushing out the creep a bit. 6 infestors, that's the big thing. 6 infestors coming in. Two more queens, so he's trying to macro up again and use his infestors to stop all my drops. So he comes in here and kills 2 turrets. So that was a good time on getting my Marines back. He just parks his Mulus here and I can't get to them. That's quite annoying. But one thing I do know is if his Mulus are here, it means I'm open to doing more drops again. So that's going to be something I'll probably try to do. So how many barracks here? 6 barracks, 2 with reactors, 1 with tech lab. do I have my upgrades going? Finally getting my first upgrade. So usually I love going, like if I go mech, you know, I'm at 3-3 at this point in the game. You know, I just focus purely on upgrades. It's because mech you can't rebuild mech as quick as you can bio. So this game is basically my marines are like zerglings, and I'm just throwing them away, trying to just prevent him from macroing in, essentially. So taking 3 dropships up north, 1 off to the right. He's bringing his Mulus back in here. So he's getting some kills here, and he runs away slightly just into the back right corner. So now I know his Mulus over here, so I feel real safe. He should have spotted this with the Zergling. Maybe not. Maybe I just avoid that Zergling. This one should have caught him, but maybe he was too busy down here. So he's not actually going to catch these dropships traveling over here. I have another one over here, which probably won't do too much damage given the spine crawlers. Oh, but yeah, it might now. If I stim them up here and then run them down, and then with the medevac healing, I might be able to take out this spine crawler and a couple of drones. This is going to be the main drop, and his Mutalists are still out here. So what's my plan? Okay, stimming up, going after the Mutalisks. Stimming up, going down here, and stimming in here, taking out spine crawlers and more drones. So what happened to his Mutalisks? He lost all his Mutalisks. Okay, so now he has his infestors, and he's losing more over here. So he lost all his Mutalisks. I've got a little bit of an army here to back myself up. Moving his spine crawlers. So I'm up to 88 drone kills. So I killed another 20 drones in these sort of 2 drops here that I split up, and I managed to save some Marines, 3 medevacs, so I'll probably send those back home. Loading up a bigger army here. Making sure to get, I think, 2 siege tanks, yep. So, now I'm sending those guys out. I know he's lost his Mutalisk at this point, so that's a big drop. That's sort of like an all-in drop. If he did a run by, I'd be pretty screwed here with only 3 tanks. And what am I doing here? I think I'm going to try to distract him with this 1 medevac. Come in here, just do a little bit of harassment. So units wise, he's at 52 drones, I'm at 28. So he's focusing over here on these medevacs, which is great because I'm focusing here and here. So he's at 13 Zerglings and pretty well 16 infestors. So all his energy is in his infestors pretty well. Look at them all. Full of energy too, so he's finally getting his lair back. I guess he figures he can't play all game on just infestors. And here, the siege tanks are going to guard me from the infestors, which is excellent. I'm splitting up my marines here in case he does decide to fungal growth them. But the key thing is I don't have detection, and he does have burrow for his infestors. So he's going to bring only 4 of his infestors. Very smart. He notices that he's able to get them around. So I'm just shelling away here at his only mining, well no, he still has a little bit of mining here, but pretty well his only mining expansion. So this is key to him. I see all these infested Terrans come up, so I know that the infestors are somewhere here, and do I get them all? I get them all, so actually he lost quite a few there. So units tab, he's at 14 infestors. But these infestors are very cost effective against my marines. But if you look at the loss tab, he's lost 18,000 resources and I've only lost 8,000. But think about this, the entire game, I've been running off maybe 30 SCVs and 2 bases, 1 mining at all times. So that's how effective I've been with these drops. So if you can macro better than me, which is pretty easy given, you know, who can't build a 3rd base? Probably anyway. So he tries to go for a run by, knowing that, you know, he's lost his pretty well his only mining base. And what happens? He realizes it's not going to happen. Banelings would have done a lot of damage there, but he didn't have them. So now he's left with doing a little bit of damage here. He's trying to go for that greater spire, but that takes forever to build, and I see it, so I'm not going to let that happen, am I? Hope not. So I've got this sort of blocked off. So he's probably wondering, like, you know, with these Zergling scouts, why hasn't he built a third base yet? How can he be doing all this on off 2 bases? And I can't for very much longer. These mineral patches have maybe 2,000 minerals left. So this is key here. I killed the Greater Spire with the dropship that I brought from over here, I believe. So he's going to be working off the entire game off infestors. And that's it, because he has no spawning pool. Oh, there comes the spawning pool. Oh, he wanted to build it, but he didn't. Here comes the spawning pool. So one base that has less minerals than mine, maybe the same minerals as mine, and only infestors. So if he can use these infestors effectively, then he might succeed. But I have a group of Marines going here, a group here, and a group going to the middle. My siege tanks here. So I'm pretty well surrounding him at this point, trying to spread out my Marines as much as possible so I don't lose him to fungal growth. So that expansion is not going to work. I come in here and start destroying the creep, spreading out my Marines as best as possible, trying to bait them into the siege tanks. There, I got some siege tank fire there. Kill a couple. So units wise, he's at 12 infestors, 11, 9. Look how effective these Marines are being. Just split them into little groups of 3 and 4, and then he leaves. So those are only 1-1 Marines. So really, did I even get an armory the entire game? Didn't get an armory. Working off 6 barracks, only 1 factory. I have my 3rd expansion, but I never used it. Oh, there's the army. So I did have an armory, but and I did have double engineering base. So my next step would have been to get those double upgrades. Obviously, finally take my 3rd base, which is ridiculously late. So I couldn't even use the energy off my command centers because I'd mine out these patches in seconds. I really wanted to wait for that 3rd base to land those mules. So really, that shows you how effective drops can be. You know, working at 1 mining base the entire game, never producing pretty well more than, I think at one point it might have had 35 SCVs until his Mulus destroyed the ones on gas here. And these guys aren't even mining. So, you know, working off 16 SCVs on minerals, and that's how effective you can be with Marines, even on upgrade Marines. Just split up your dropships, send them all over the place. And don't just send 1 at a time always. Send 2 if possible, because you know, 1 might, you know, harass them a little bit, but it's not going to do the damage. If you send 2, you know, like you saw earlier in the game here, I don't know if I can go back to that, but I came in here with a bunch of drop ships. Maybe this was it, and he didn't even want to attack into it. This might be it. We'll speed this up. Yeah, I destroy all this, and he didn't want to attack into it because he was afraid of losing all his Zerglings before his Mulus showed up. And if he attacked us with his Mulus, he was afraid he was going to lose them all. So I was able to destroy a spawning pool, an evo chamber, and a lair because I sent 2 medevacs and instead of just 1. So that's how effective it can be. Stimmed up Marines, 2 medevacs is kind of the key number. You know, had I dropped it here, I would have destroyed all these drones, the Queen, and probably the hatch. With 2, with 1, maybe the drones he would have felt safe enough with 8 Mulus to come in and probably try to wipe that out. So yeah, don't send out piddly amounts of Marines. Send out your 16 Marines there with 2 medevacs, and make your drops very cost efficient. So that's that. Basic Marine tank, and here I just use my tanks for defense and just use Marines for my attacking. You know, if you can get up to 3 Marines, Marines are awesome. So, anyways, take care, guys. If you found this useful, like the video. If not, sorry, but it's only for diamond level players, really. Don't be watching this if you're masters, because you know more than me. Okay, take care, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.